Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Okay, as usual, I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to come in. Today, I'm gonna be talking about contracts, how to get out of them. So, chill for a second. I'll be running my mouth in a minute. I have a feeling that I'm gonna get a call while I'm doing this, and it's gonna interrupt my fucking message. So if it does and I get off, I'll get right back on once I end the call. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. If you want to go on a spiritual journey, you can get in contact with me at groundeddolphin@gmail.com. Send me an email about what's going on with you and what you need, and I will assist you. If I'm not out, because I'm currently having a sale and supplies are going fast. Okay, so I was a little bit late getting on, so I'm trying to give it a few minutes to see if anybody will come in yet.
Another banger, baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet like phantom, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me young girl, oh young girl. No tell me no, 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 oh, 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 oh. Baby, come give me your love.
Get your contracts out. Contracts. Get your bills out. Get your mortgage out. Get your lease out. Get your car note out. Get your life insurance policy out. Get them out.
Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, for lockdown, for lockdown. Yo, you sweet like phantom. If I tell you say I love you, no, they for me young girl.
I like to change the energy in the room before I start talking, because you know when we're dealing with our states, you got a lot of negative energies that tries to come around, so you can stay low and not advance yourself. So I like to put happy music on to change my mood.
As I reach my house, I see me got a small wall, me got a small wall. As me I wake up, she did not mind the wall, and one day two, wanna be focused. Now so
Come on, get them out, y'all. And if y'all can't find your car notes, your lease, or your mortgage, that is a clear example of you being irresponsible about your estate. Now remember, we're no longer minors, we're adults now, taking over our estate. We don't need nobody handling our business for us no more. In order to be that way, you must have all your affairs in order. I love how the Caribbean people have been able to keep their music to keep us in line. The other strings and instruments have been corrupted so much, and we don't realize that. So I'm happy that the ones who kept the information kept it. Who had the information kept it. Sorry. Let me put this one out. Okay, so I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, so I said that this, let me see what I titled this. I forgot. I think it's contract, right? Oh, did I name this shit? Oh yeah, it's freebie information. Right. So I said, get y'all contracts out so I can tell y'all what to look for. Um, y'all know how YouTube would be telling me it's nobody on here and shit, and then I'll get off. So if y'all on here, put a comment in the comment for me. Okay. So I'm gonna pull up some documents so I can show y'all where a crime has been committed. Hold on, I'm still here. I'm going through my email and I'm looking at the correspondence between me and my one of my landlords. And I was asking her some questions and she was like, I never heard of that. So if y'all look on the bottom of y'all lease, right, it should say, I mean, it shouldn't say. It might say, this is not a legal real estate document. So if anybody's on there that's doing a rental, I told you as soon as I start. Oh shit. Okay. As soon as I got on here. So at the bottom of your leases, look at the very bottom and see if it says this is not a real estate legal document or this is not a legal document. Okay? I'm trying to show y'all how to start doing forensics on your contract. That's the first problem, and start taking notes. Remember, I don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. Everything I've always told y'all has always been I am pieces to a puzzle. So my interpretation of something could be completely different to you. So just take the information in if it's something that's valuable to you. All right. So if you see that on the bottom of your lease, I want you to mark that down as one. Okay. If this is not a legal document, why am I being forced to sign it? You also want to look inside your lease and you want to see if uh, sorry, in my head I'm looking through pages. Amendments. Go to the amendment part of your lease. Read that part. You want to look for something that doesn't make sense. You want to look for something that says something that's peculiar, like why the fuck would that shit say that? Something that make you think something is off. That's what you're looking for. Remember, we don't know what questions to ask, so we just have to read and think. Um, some of us are not the best readers, so I'm sure over the years you've learned techniques that will help you get through the real world and shit without nobody recognizing that you had shortcomings. So don't worry about that, because if you have shortcomings in education system, that's the best thing that you can have, because that means you've not been able to be brainwashed. Okay, so don't worry about that. Those are the people I want to look for, the ones who can't follow these stupid Roman English language. Okay, so look inside of the amendment part of the lease. Read out loud to yourself, what does this mean? And why is it put in the lease? So that's number two. That's two things I've shown you now. The first thing was the bottom of the lease that you have for your rental company. See if it says this is not a real estate legal document or this is not a legal document. The second thing you want to do is go to the amendment section and read the amendments on there. If something stands out to you, look it up and see what it means. Okay, that's two. During the rental process, where you giving full disclosure of everything that's taking place with your lease. Remember, this is a contract. So I need you to change the fucking way you're thinking about this. We are only talking about contract. And for a contract to be legally binded, let's go to Google, see what this whole line about, but see what she's saying. What makes a contract legally binding?
According to Legal Information Institute, Cornell University, the basic elements required for the agreement to be a legally enforceable contract are mutual assent, expressed by a valid offer and acceptance, adequate.
So they try to make that a little bit complicated for you. Hold on. Here's another one. To be legally valid, most contracts must contain two elements. All parties must agree about the offer made by one party and accompanied by the other. Something of value must be exchanged for something else of value. Now think about that. Something of value must be exchanged for something else of value. This can include goods, cash, services, or a pledge to exchange these items. That's a pretty good one. But that's basically saying you have to give me something for value. Now I know this is not registered in your head, but the value comes from your signature. And then it's stamped by your social security number and backed up by your birth certificate. Once you understand that the promissory note that you're considering money and cash is not in the commerce private section considered that way. If I ain't confused y'all, because I think I just confused myself. So you also have to have two wet signatures for a contract to be legally binding. And for a contract to be agreed upon between both parties must understand it completely. So you must disclose anything about the contract. So when they give you the lease, do they tell you up front that you have a security interest in it? Has anyone ever been told once they sign a lease for an apartment or a house or a townhouse that they have a security interest in the property? No. If you've been told that, that's wonderful, and you need to let everybody know who you rent from. But that's three I think we up to. Is it not a legal document? Ugh. I hope y'all taking notes. Anyway, whatever. I think I'm on three. But yeah, so you have to disclose to me that I have a security interest in this property. And they never do that. They never tell you what their OMB number is. And you can look that up online. What is the OMB number? They've never given you a SS-89 form to identify your social security number as you being the person that's supposed to legally hold it. So these are all things that you can fight your eviction with. Now let's move over to the mortgages. This shit is going to be so simple. So number one, check to see if your deed and your note is both registered at the county clerk's office, county recording office. Make sure the deed to your house and the note were both recorded at the county recorder office. If you call the county recording office and they say that they only have your deed on there, your contract is void because there's a breach. If you look up Supreme Court ruling about the deed and the note, you'll see that the Supreme Court has ruled multiple times that the deed and the note can never be separated. I promise you, when you call your mortgage company and ask for a copy of both, they will not have it. Okay? That's one for the mortgage. Separating a note. That's a fraud against the account. And some of these words I'm not using the way they use it, so y'all better not be dumb and just file shit and say what I'm saying. You better do your own research. So we have them separating a note, right? The next one would be when they send you your mortgage payment bill every month in the mail, right? I hope y'all not fucking doing auto pay. If you're doing auto pay, please stop it immediately. Auto pay breaks your ability to have a paper trail. Okay? So hold on. Oh. Okay. So you don't want them splitting the note. When your monthly bill comes, it's going to say, please pay your bill to, and it might have two fucking companies on the same page. They operate under shell companies and stuff. You want to see it where it says, this is an attempt to collect the debt. This is an attempt to collect the debt. This is an attempt to collect the debt. And then you want to ask yourself, is that right? Are you a debt collector? Because if you're attempting to collect the debt from me, I might have to look into you as a debt collecting service provider. And I don't think I got a contract with you. I keep telling y'all, a fucking contract is a contract is a contract. It doesn't matter what type of contract it is. A debt collector is a debt collector. Who gave them permission to use your private information? If you had a you got your mortgage through JP Morgan. You've been paying JP Morgan. Now you got another company that you're supposed to be paying. Your contract is with JP Morgan. You do not have a contract with the fucking debt collector. And they're going to tell you, yes, you do. You gave us permission. You're going to have to request in writing, please show me proof that I've given you permission to take over this note in writing. They need to send you back documents with your signature on it that says, I give you permission to take over this note. It won't be one developed. They're going to try to say you, oh yeah, the confessed judgment, you gave us permission. A confessed judgment is deemed fraudulent lending practices by the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade Commission don't just operate in North Philly. The Federal Trade Commission is federally. So if they have ruled it fraud to make somebody sign a confessed judgment in certain areas, then there's a fraud. When there's a fraud in a contract, the contract is void. It is void. Void. You have to open up your damn mouth and say something. Car notes. All you got to do is read your car note. All you got to do is go to the finance part of your lease or car note agreement. It's going to tell you what they pay. Your financier. Okay? It's going to say, we pay for you. We pay for you. We pay for you. I told y'all before, get the receipt from the loan company proving that they put money out of their pocket in their state, their account, for their business, and paid that note for you. And that's why you have um, to pay them back. They won't produce that receipt. If y'all go back to my videos a year or two ago, you'll see where I called on the phone with y'all listening, the lender, and I said, can you produce that 46 Federal Reserve form? 2046, sorry. Remember, look this shit up, y'all, because I smoke a lot of weed, so I might be messing them numbers up. But if I'm right, it's 2046 Federal Reserve form. They have to fill that form out to show the transfer of securities and shit. If they give you a copy of that, it's going to say that you paid that car note, that car, period. You paid it. They could never do that. She said on the video, that's proprietary. I can't give you that information. There's no way in the world where you can say I owe you money, but you're not going to produce how. If y'all comfortable with that, keep moving the way you move. Now, what I do? That's car note, mortgage, lease. What else I had in there? I told y'all, make sure y'all get a high life insurance policy on yourself immediately. Just fucking do it. Get you a high life insurance policy on yourself and your spouse. Just do it. Do it immediately. So I hope this helped y'all. Remember, the messenger is not important.